Hello, welcome. So my name is Paulo Madeira, and in this video I will show you a really simple and fast method to add water drops into your Moodle files. So I have here an empty scene. I just have one area light and one HDRI for the global illumination, and I will load an asset for the purpose. So let's jump to layout, and I will load the chameleon. I like it, I think it's nice. So click twice to load, and there we have it. Let's jump to render, and we have here our chameleon. So by default Moodle loaded the material with it, and we don't need this, so we can delete all this inside. We keep the folder called chameleon, and we will apply a material. And let's change it to green, for example. And now let's make a duplicate of this chameleon, which the duplicate will serve to create our drops. So right click, duplicate, and let's rename the copy to drops, and let's apply a new material. Let's press M and let's call it drops, and we can, doesn't really matter, but I'll change it to white. And okay, so now you see this kind of greenish color because you have the two meshes lying on top of each other. If we hide the base chameleon, you'll see only the drops material, and that's okay. So first thing, I will add here a procedural texture. So under noise, let's load the Peebles one, and there we have it. This will be, the white areas will be used to create our drops. Currently, I think these are some really big drops, so I will resize them to something, I don't know, like 15 millimeters sounds okay. Yes, kind of chicken pops, I think it's the right name. And I will change this effect to displacement, but before, watch out that you have something reasonable here in the displacement distance, like 2 millimeters should be okay also. And right click, displacement. So as you can see, we are starting to see our drops. And now what we will use, basically we want to cut all the areas that are not being displaced so that we can show the base chameleon. And for that we'll use a little trick, which is duplicate this effect, invert it, and change it to stencil, which will cut everything where is white color. So basically you will see only the drops, right? So if we show our base chameleon, besides seeing that we have a really ugly chameleon, you can see that the water drops are lying on the air, and I will show you why. This is the effect stencil, it's not correct, and I will show you why. Let's isolate it, see only the stencil. And there we have it. So Moodle will act on the white areas. So here by default we have this bias and gain that control the amount of background and foreground color. And this is fine, like 50-50 for the displacement, because this creates some smooth transition on the water drops, which fits just perfectly. But for the stencil, we don't want this smooth transition, because if we do it smooth, then it will not cut from the beginning to the water drops. So if I increase this bias to 100, you will see that we have a really sharp transition, and Modo will cut with this stencil effect everything that is white. So if you go to normal shading, you will see that our drops are now correct. They are not on the air anymore. Right? So now let's just change this effect, this color, to something more interesting. Let's go with some kind of metal, 80% reflection, blurry, and conserve energy. And for the drops, if you don't want to create the water material, you can just load it from the preset browser and just click this one. Let's delete the bump, we don't need it, and move it down below the stencil and displacement. Right? One thing, as you can see, the water drops kind of disappeared. Never forget this displacement distance. So with 2 millimeters, we should have our drops just in the right place. Yeah, and I think it's really looking nice. Also, if you want to modulate the size of the drops, just select both layers at the same time, go to texture locator, and you can increase or decrease this number. So it's a really simple method and really fast. You can either save this preset and apply it to any kind of material you have. And yeah, this is my area lights, also just some warm color, like orange color. And that's it. I hope you understood the method. Some bigger size image to show you the effect. And yeah, this is just, I was going crazy with Modo. Thank you. Bye bye.